Hello YouTube, hello Facebook, wherever you're watching this. My name is Twixt, or Gwen, you can call me either, and I am here to geek out about my newest tarot deck that just arrived in the mail yesterday. If you are not aware of the Terra Volatile, it is a beautiful, stunning deck created by two lovely people in Portugal called Credo, Quia, Absurdum. And they are a brilliant design duo who do a range of other items, from clothing to tote bags. But I think they are really well known for this creation here, the Terra Volatile. It's a beautiful tarot deck that has 5 suits. The extra suit is for the vessels, which is all about alchemizing the aether, or the quintessence, I think it's called. And yeah, they provide a huge amount of alternate cards already so that you can create, a personalized tarot deck that you enjoy using the most. So without further ado, I just want to get into telling you about this new collector's edition. And if you haven't kind of been following the saga of this collector's edition, it was on pre-order in May, and then I don't even remember when it was originally supposed to ship because I didn't really care. I was just excited to have it. I have the first edition, I think, deck, I believe. I got it secondhand, and then I bought the expansion pack from them. So I already have the majority of cards that are out there. And when this went on pre-order, I was so excited to order it that I ordered it on the first day. And it got here very, very quickly, but it was originally supposed to get here much sooner than it did. So there were a few delays to, I guess, the creation process. And then when it arrived, the deck was a little bit darker than the creators intended it to be. So I think the printers may have been a little not transparent about some issues they had with the color process, and they may have cherry-picked the cards that they showed the creators for quality control. I think that the deck is beautiful. If they hadn't said anything about it, I probably would never have picked up on the color differences, other than just thinking it was a different print run. I think it's a beautiful work of art by itself and is worth every penny that I paid for it. That being said, because the creators were unhappy with it, they are running a 54% off sale on their website right now. So if you like this deck after watching this flip through, please go support them and buy one. I don't think you'll regret it. I think it's beautiful, and any tarot collector would be probably overjoyed to have it in their collection. So because of them not being happy with the color, they have called this the Collector's Darkest Edition. So I thought I would get that out of the way, and we can dive in to this beautiful deck. I did also order the new pocket edition of the guidebook, which has the same text, I believe, as the full-sized guidebook, just no pictures. So this is what the full-sized guidebook looks like. I'll just quickly show that to you. It is a beautiful art piece in itself. I love how they've laid everything out, and they do show you some of the alternate cards here. Not all of them, I don't think, but some of the new cards that are actually featured in this collector's edition as well that you can't get anywhere else yet. So it is a beautiful book all by itself. Ooh, but it is chunky. So it is quite heavy, quite thick, very good paper quality, which is why they've come out with this pocket edition, which I love the size of this. I love how easy it is to flip through. I like floppy books. I don't know what the word is for this quality of book, but I love it. I love that they have used the same fonts here, and I just really appreciate the typography of it. It's gorgeous. Okay, but that's not probably what you're here for, so I'll go through the box really quickly. So, lovely, sturdy box. This on the front is the art card, or the temperance card, and you get this beautiful landscape version of that card, which I think is gorgeous. The back has this phrase on it, which says, "To be made whole, one must be torn apart first." Now, I am assuming that has to do with the alchemical process. And then if you open it, the open cover, inside cover, has another phrase in Latin. And I'm not going to try and read it because I did that in my first version of this video and it wasn't very good. But the translation is, "Every man is the artisan of his own fate." The inside of the box has the logo. It has this very long ribbon in it, which is helpful if you have maybe half the deck in the box. But when you have the whole deck in this box, it does fit quite snugly, and the cards are not going anywhere. So what I would suggest you do is actually flip it over in your hand and slide the deck out very carefully, because she is huge. Okay, with the box out of the way, I will go ahead and start showing you the deck. Now, let me just put a card down here to zoom in, just so I can see what that looks like before I get down on the floor. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Sorry for the noise, there's a very loud truck going by. Okay, I do think that looks good. I might turn this lamp down just a smidge so it's not too reflective. Right, I think that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get down on the floor here and hope for the best, or maybe I will sit. No, I don't think I will sit. Just trying to gauge if there's enough room here. I might be able to flip the deck here. Okay, anywho, this is the lovely card that they sent me as sort of the signed card. It is the alternate death card called Rebirth, and I couldn't be happier that this is the one they sent me. I really do love that card. It's beautiful. I will go ahead and put that to the side. I've just got this here because this table is a little slippery for this deck, and the cards were doing a little dance when I was framing the shot. So, without further ado, here is the Fool. Now let me just have a quick look at that before I sit down. I think that looks pretty good. Right. Nope. How am I going to do this? It's such a big deck that I can't get it all in a shot. Maybe I'll put them above. Because I already recorded this once, I need to sit down because my back hurts today. Right. We are going to sit. And I'm going to bring this down just a smidge, so bear with me. Just so I can see the screen. going to keep this card here just so I know where to line that shot up. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it today. Okay, so the Fool. No major differences that I can see here. So then we've got the Fooless. They have swapped where she is on the cliff. They've swapped the direction of the cliff around on this one. And they've also swapped the background. So we have another cliff here, but the cliff's over here. And the dog is now on the right instead of her left. So some slight changes to this card. Then we have a third option, which is called Chaos, which is quite nice, I think. I really like it. Then we've got the Magician. Or sorry, that was the Alchemist. I also have that version of it. I've got my my normal deck and my expansion deck together right now. So there are a couple cards I have double ups on. I just really love the colors of this deck so much. I love purple, I love teal. And this really has a lot of cards that have both together, which makes me so happy. So that's the Magician. Then we've got the High Priestess. Which I think is just beautiful. I really love their art style so much. And this one's called Intuition. Apologies if you can hear the birdies in the background. It is dinner time for them, so they are being very loud. The Empress. She doesn't have her belly button anymore, I noticed. Oops, sorry, I forgot. This is a new version of the Empress, which is really nice for anyone who doesn't really enjoy a pregnant Empress or doesn't identify with being someone who gets pregnant. Or who just doesn't want to see it, which is fair enough. So now we've got the Emperor. Honestly, I might just mute myself going forward, but I'm afraid of what that might do to the sound. Because this microphone can be a little temperamental. Second version of the Emperor. Gonna try and go a little faster now. Beautiful cards. I mean, honestly, I haven't really spoken on it this time around because I've already recorded this once in a unfortunately lower quality. But I really don't think there is enough of a difference in the coloring to have marked this deck off 54%. You know, that's such a huge savings, and I encourage all of you to go purchase it because it is beautiful. You will be missing out if you don't get it, I think. It's so pretty. There's just so many cards to this deck. It's going to be a long walk through. Mr. Strength here got a facelift, which I thought was interesting. And we've got the Lemniscate is now gone. This is probably the first one where I noticed any real difference in color, but it's not enough for me to even be mad at it, you know? It's not like I'm going to be looking at these two cards side by side ever again. So I think it's beautiful as is. This is the cover of the original guidebook. Some slight changes there to the font color of the numbers. And then we've got the named death card. In the regular deck, he does have a different foreground, I've noticed, and they took the skull from the previous card and used it in the new version of the collector's edition. There is one thing I've noticed about this sword is that the blade seems a little glitchy, but not enough for me to even be mad at. So, yeah, and a little bit more cloak action here, and extra tree in the background. And that is the signed card that I got, which I love so much. Slight differences here are that in the original version, there's some writing here and here. I can't really make out what that one is, but this one, I think says Negredo Putrefactio, or Factio, and more of an orb shape here. In this one, he's looking at us head on, or they're looking at us head on. In this one, they are looking towards the sky, and there are these rays extending out from behind them. And I think, they've made some slight differences with the background. And you can really see that he's levitating a bit more, I think. So I like the new choice. Temperance. And this is the alternate version, or the Thoth version, called Art. This is what is on the collector's box. It's beautiful. Now we've got the first version of the Devil. Oops. There are 2 of these. So this one has, I think, a man and a woman. Kind of hard to see the genitalia here. With a human head and ram's horns. And this version, called The Temptation, has a ram's head, or a goat's head. I think it's a ram, actually. Much more visible genitalia. And the humans have a little bit of a bondage situation going on. Yeah. And then another alternate version, which is called Torment, which is beautiful as well. Okay, how we placed. Oh no, 22 minutes in. Okay, that's the tower. And we have a new version that is only in the collector's edition, which I think is a nod to, the human form of the Rider-Waite-Smith with people falling out. Now we've got the star. Beautiful. Love the purple and the teal. It just makes me so happy. The palette of this deck is amazing. And a separate version called Dream. Now we've got the moon. This one is, it's just a little dark, but not dark enough for me to even be mad at it, I think the moon is supposed to be a bit mysterious. And then we have a new version of the moon. And then we have the original alternate version, which is called The Descent. I love these cards. I love that butt. Then we have an alternate sun called Poetry. And then we have a second alternate called The Mirror. Judgment. Last Judgment. And then we have a new version, just for the collector's edition so far. Pretty sure that person was on the Emperor card as well. Then we have the universe. And we have a new one called, well, I guess it's more like the Rider-Waite-Smith. A little bit more. With the dancer almost, with the ribbon and solar and lunar references there. Okay, now we're going to get into the minors. So we've got the Ace of Cups. Beautiful card. Now we have 3 versions. So this is the original 2 of Cups, but now we have 3 versions. So here's the original. Then we've got 2 men, perhaps. And then we also have 2 more feminine presenting people, which is a great mix, I think. And then we've got the 3 of Cups. The alternate 3 of Cups. I noticed there's some changes to this artwork. So the cups have a little different placement here. And the rays are missing from the background. Four of Cups. Couldn't really see any changes to this one. Now, originally, I believe this was the original 9 of Cups. And this was the alternate version. But they've changed these completely in this edition to this card, which I found interesting. So different cup positions slightly. This person looks like they are maybe outside a building. There's a slight nod to the original figure in that statue there, but they've changed it. Love the colors. Love the colors. And this is I love this Princess of Cups. I love that she's not someone with, a super thin neck, because I don't have one of those, and she's fuller figured. She's fat like me, which I love. Now we're on to the Pentacles. We have a new Two of Pentacles. Beautiful. Oop, I hope I didn't just screw up the audio. I actually bumped the microphone cord. There's no way of knowing until I finish this video. Oops. So that's a new Nine of Pentacles there. Apologies. Now, this is the expanded. They've gone back to the original version of the Ten of Pentacles. So this one, I think, has Hebrew on the coins, and I'm not quite sure what they are, but it's probably a nod to the Tree of Life, maybe? Whereas these all have images on the coins. And then we also have this version, a new version of the 10. And we also have a new king of coins. He looked a bit worse for wear in that one. Alright, now we're on to the swords. They've added some, I guess, laurels there. This might be one of my favorite Two of Swords cards. Alternate 3. Oops, damn it. I hope I didn't just screw the sound up again. I'm so sorry if I did. Well, I guess I'll re-record it if I did, won't I? 4. Alternate 4. This one is the bust on the cover of the new pocket edition of the guidebook. And we've got a new version here. Some slight changes to the 7 here. We've got a mask on the man now. He sort of looks like Bono, doesn't he? A little bit. Then we've got an alternate version with no humans but a fox instead. Beautiful. I really love all the princesses they've included. They're all, you know, powerful in their own way. Oops. What did I do there? I need to type one thing to someone. There we go. Okay, now we're on to the wands. So funny, this one always makes me think of the 3 because of this wood in the background, but it's definitely the 2. But it is so similar to some of the 3s I've seen. Anyway, that's the way my mind works, so I always do a double take on that one. This one I find interesting, because it looks like more of a possibly androgynous figure here. But it's a different way of looking at that too, right? Much more creatively. And there's the 3. The viscous is gone on that. Don't know why. I guess they didn't like it. Also, I noticed the sock on this one is definitely white, but here it's gray. So I don't think that's a coloring error. I think it was possibly a different artistic choice. And this scene has changed very much. So we now have a figure here that's not over here. There are 2 people as the victims, where here it is just 1, if I see. Maybe 2, but facing the other way. So, yeah, they've definitely reworked this scene. Then we have a new 7. I love this card as well. I think that one could have also been a book cover somewhere. This one's always weirded me out a little bit. I need to read more about it. It is just really weird. I mean, I guess it is like, you know, a guy maybe getting defensive, protecting his cave. Thinking more like a lone wolf, unsure. But there's another version here, so it's a new one where now there is a person with a dog instead of the dog with a human head, looking for threats. Okay, now we're entering the last suit, which is the vessels. So this is a 5th suit. I love the tree on this one. Thought this one was interesting because the vessels are actually gone from the foreground, where they're still over here. So I wonder why they did that. It's funny. There are birds cawing outside my window as I get this card. There's a bit of a color difference here, but I think that is artistic. So there's more purple in this card at the top. So beautiful, though. Gorgeous. And this is the final card of the suit. So the final of the deck. Beautiful. Okay, then we also have 2 additional cards. We have a yes card and a no card. But surprisingly, they did not include the 3rd one, which is you are asking the wrong questions, which I'm sure all of our decks have said that at some point or another. But anywho, thank you so much for joining me and watching this walkthrough, and I hope that you have a very, very lovely Christmas and New Year's ahead of you, if you celebrate it. And if you don't, I hope you have a really lovely, relaxing break wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you get this deck. I'll include the links to where you can get it 54% off in my description. Okay, thanks. Bye.